The Inside Edge Network is brought to you by Fanatics. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans, dedicated to our favorite teams and athletes to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We're talking NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, National Hockey League, the NCAA. I'm a wrestling guy as well. We got WWE apparel available too. It allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. It's right there in the corner of your screen. Get your official gear. Level up with us at fanatics.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
So I was just retweeting our link on our Twitter, on my personal Twitter, at Anthony Alford 92. You see it there. And we are loaded today. A full sprint until 1 o'clock. Welcome to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. We're available across all your social platforms, Twitter, X, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're all over the place with Inside Edge Network programming. Cleveland's digital leader for sports, entertainment, and mental health discussion. Glad to have you here with us. My producer is the Golden Child, Eli Moon. And I don't joke about that because this is his album right there. Right there. Look at that. Look at that. Get his album right now, the Golden Child. Eli, what's your handle on Instagram?
Yeah, it's right there, Double A. Yeah, right there. At the man they call Moon, and I appreciate you. I really I had a great time narrator and I putting that album together. It's available for purchase, $10. You can actually download, save the file. So say you don't want to pay $10 a month for Spotify or Apple Music or any of those platforms. Just buy some Eli Moon music and you have it forever.
There it is. And we were just rocking out right before the show. I ain't gonna lie to you. We started the show late because I'm going to get into it. But we got to move because we got a lot of things to get into. Later in the show, Kenny Atkinson talked about James Harden. We'll get to that. Also, Dan Patrick yesterday had a report about Nashville. They're going to get the 2030 Super Bowl. And I talked a little bit yesterday. I don't have a good feeling about Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, the Cleveland Browns landing a Super Bowl within the next 30 days or next 30 years or ever. So we got an interesting Pick Your Poison Tuesday that Eli will present to us coming up a little bit later on. Plus, if you are a boxing fan, an MMA fan, and a WWE fan, you want to hear what Ariel Helwani had to say about TKO and that organization. A little bit commercialized, soulless, if you want to call it so. Eli and I will both bring you commentary from different perspectives. Eli on the MMA side, myself from the pro wrestling side. We'll bring that to you coming up in the third segment of the show. But we lead here with the Cleveland Browns. Todd Monken and Shedeur Sanders both talked with the media ahead of the NFL draft, which, again, we will have draft coverage with our own Ryan Mosser and David Calhoun on the Commissioner's Couch Thursday night at 7:45. Chad Bryant and I will be on after for Midnight Run, a special edition after the draft coverage, recapping the draft, as well as Cavs Raptors game 3 post-game reaction. But let's get right into it with the Cleveland Browns. Todd Monken, a couple of interesting things that he said. And first off, I want to thank from Channel 19 Ashley Holder, because you're going to see some clips that she provided. She did a great job with those clips overall. Phenomenal job. And we'll bring that up here. But of course, there we go. I was looking for something there. There it is. Okay. So the big question coming into all this is the QB reps. Let's start there. Todd Monken, again, courtesy of the Cleveland Browns, courtesy of Ashley Holder of Channel 19 here in Cleveland. Here's what Todd Monken had to say on Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson rotating first-team reps.
We were just rotating who was first reps. Shedeur to start. There were some other reps. The way it was going to turn out, Shedeur was going to get more reps, some of it in pass Kelly, some of it in team. A couple of the team periods were slowed down ACT, more run than they were throw. So it was set up in a way for us to get a look at all of them. The plan was to have Shedeur have a few more reps, but to let Deshaun and Shedeur both have reps with the ones. It'll change each day. Each day we're going to change that to get a look at our guys. We got 3 days to get a great look at those guys, and it's awesome to be able to get these extra 3 days.
And again, courtesy of Ashley Holder of Channel 19. And this is to be expected. Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, both splitting the reps. I have been with the understanding, as much as everyone hates it, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This starting job for week 1 is Deshaun Watson's job to lose. No, I did not misspeak. I did not misspeak. I did not. It is Deshaun Watson's job to lose, not Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is not being paid $250 million by the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders is not here due to several draft picks being given up. Shedeur Sanders is a rookie. And I hate saying all this because in my heart, in my gut, if I was making a call and it had nothing to do with the operations of football, it had everything to do with putting the best product on the field, putting the best guy in position to succeed, the best quarterback out to succeed. Shedeur Sanders is my QB1. End of story. Don't talk to me. That's my QB1. But this is Deshaun Watson's job to lose. Deshaun Watson, this is the last chance for ownership, for Andrew Berry, and for anybody else in the Cleveland organization who is responsible for bringing Watson here to say, it was somewhat worth it. This is an ego thing more than anything. Deshaun Watson has no business even being on this team, to be perfectly honest. But I'm just preparing you guys right now. I'm preparing you guys for this. Todd Monken, look, listen, he is a football guy through and through. He has done his time throughout the NFL, but there's a reason why some of those younger candidates did not get this job. These younger candidates that was up for the job, Udinski and Nate Shieldhouse, like these guys, these young kids, they do not want their coaching. They don't want to lose out on future head coaching opportunities trying to figure out Deshaun Watson. Todd Monken, 59 years old, this will be his only head coaching opportunity. He kind of has to fall in line a little bit. Kind of have to die by the sword. And that's why Deshaun Watson is getting these reps. And look, it's practice. There's no pads. Deshaun's going to look good. He's going to look good. There's no pads. Things are slower. It's mini camp. He's in the building now. He's in the building. And Shedeur Sanders, I love Shedeur Sanders and what I've seen. We have seen when he has talent around him what he can do. We've seen it. My one criticism of Shedeur Sanders, and you'll hear a sound from Shedeur a little bit later on. My one criticism of Shedeur, I think he's too unselfish. I think he's too I know he's going by the book. He's doing the things that he needs to do. And I know he asked for more positive media coverage, and that I agree with. that I agree with. And it's tough because no matter what he does, no matter what he says, no matter how he goes about his day, his actions, somebody's going to be out there saying, how come you couldn't do it this way? And maybe it's unfair for me because I'm kind of doing the exact same thing. But I need Shedeur Sanders to go in there and basically say, no disrespect to Sean, this is my effing job. This is my effing team. I'm taking this team to the promised land. I'm going to be the one that's going to lead the Cleveland Browns back to the playoffs. Damn it, I was the one who was winning last year. Where were you? I need that from Shedeur. So for me, a little bit too laid back from that standpoint. There is money on the line. Put food on your table, on your plate. The opportunity is there. It is there. And I know it's harsh. It is harsh. And you got to do the right thing because they say so. You got to do the right thing. Your future is at stake here, young man. It's at stake. Todd Monken had a great cut earlier in the show, or earlier today, that was Eli and Chad played on primetime, about body language, about you get to play football for a living, and the way you move and the way you operate, really, really, you could tell when someone's excited to do something by their body language. And Todd Monken, that was probably the best thing Todd Monken has said, period. Not just in relation to football, but in life. If we're lucky enough to be doing things that we want to do in terms of living, we're at the promised land. We're there. We're at the promised land. But not everyone gets that opportunity. Shedeur, you can have it all. You can have it all. You got to take this job away from Deshaun. You got to take it away. I think it's being a little, I don't know, a little bit too laid back in handling this situation. The other issue that Todd Monken brought up and he was asked about was Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett can contribute to our Cavs coverage. I mean, he's at Cavs Raptors. And I'll be honest, I don't think Myles Garrett not being at voluntary minicamp, it's kind of a Myles Garrett type of thing. But this response from Todd Monken has me changing my tone about Myles, and I don't like it. Here again is Myles Garrett. Here's Todd Monken, again, courtesy of Ashley Holder of 19 News. Take a look.
It's fine. This is voluntary. We're making a big deal out of this. We really are. It's voluntary. We have other guys besides Myles that aren't here. I wish they were here. They'll be ready. We expect them to be ready, and we'll be fired up when they're here. And really, all of the players have informed us. They've been unbelievable with their communication. So is Myles. I mean, they've communicated, okay? Doesn't mean I like the communication, but it's voluntary. Like, I wish they were all here, right? I mean, I've said that plenty of times. But every one of them is a Brown, and we're excited that they are.
I wish she moved in with me, but I understand why she's not going to move in with me. But I get it. I mean, I do I like it? No, but I wish she would move in with me. I know that language. I know that body language right there. That brother is pissed. Todd Monken is not happy. He's going to say the right things. This is still honeymoon season. He ain't happy. He is not happy about Myles Garrett not being there. And here's the difference. And I told our staff this today. Todd Monken is going to give you content. He's going to give you content. I mean, this ain't Kevin Stefanski. Todd Monken is basically Gerald Levert. It is written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. That's Todd Monken. Todd Monken said everything he needed to say with his body language, his tone, his face right there in that clip. Myles Garrett, I understand Myles Garrett goes about things a certain way. And at the end of the day, a professional, right? Todd Monken, and here's the thing. The end of the clip is interesting too. He's not happy about Myles, but it's professional football. He understands what Myles Garrett can bring to your football team. Todd Monken is sending a message to all those other fools who are not a voluntary minicamp, who actually needs a roster spot. If you live long enough, you remember Jimmy Johnson when he was coaching the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, Michael Irvin, he's back. He's back in the film room in the back sleeping. Okay. Well, make sure he has a pillow. Well, make sure, do we have a pillow for him? But meanwhile, this bench warmer, this third stringer, this second stringer was out there partying and drinking with Michael Irvin last night, and they're hungover. They're laying down. Cut their asses immediately. That's the message Todd Monken is sending. Now, yes, in a perfect world, Myles Garrett being there would be ideal. And there's always smoke around Myles Garrett off the field in terms of like, does he like to be here? Does he not like to be here? Blah, 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 blah. And it is news. But on the field, the dude just broke the single season sack record. I can't say he's not producing. He broke the single season sack record. But the end of that clip was about all those other players that are not communicating with Coach Monken. It was about those other players that need to earn spots. I mean, this team only won 5 games. I mean, nobody other than the star players, nobody's spot is safe. So in terms of what's going on with Myles Garrett is operating as his business. This deep, he's not changing. He's not changing. I don't know if that's setting a good culture, but it's the middle of spring. It's professional football. But those other kids not being there, yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem. That's huge. Shedeur Sanders also talked today. I was just talking about Shedeur Sanders a few minutes ago. And this is an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to grow. Now, here's Shedeur Sanders talking about how minicamp, how it's been different for him in year 2 of minicamp versus year 1.
Well, honestly, I mean, I was in practice a little more, but nah, honestly, it's just the vibe, the overall feeling just of the team. You know, it's the overall feeling of the responsibility of our players. Like, there was one play, I threw Malachi a go ball and he slowed down. I said, hey, I gave him that look. I said, bro, we can't afford that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't afford that. So then you give guys chances and things go your way, things don't. But at the end of the day, y'all have a serious, deeper connection and then know, okay, now, know what this showed me. So the next time he got out there, he lined up one-on-one, then he was able to go get it. So it's just a responsibility that each and every one of us take, you know, to hold each other accountable for everything. Even in the quarterback room, it's a great relationship in there. Nobody feels any type of way towards each other. We all focus on what we have to do as individuals to get better.
And that's a good response from Shedeur Sanders. Again, thank you, Ashley Holder of Cleveland 19 here in Cleveland for the 3 clips that you saw here today on our show. And, yeah, I still stand by, you know, Shedeur Sanders. I understand there's a great respect in the QB room. And he gets it. I mean, he said, like, each of us, we know what we need to do. So it's not like, oh, it's okay. There's going to be support. But the mentality has to be, I'm going to take this job. And that's that. So you heard from the Browns again. Remember, Thursday night, big night here on the Inside Edge Network. We've been busy here at the network. A week ago, we had the Cavs playoff preview show. We had the WrestleMania preview show. And now this week, the attention turns to our coverage of the NFL Draft. Again, Thursday night, Ryan Mosser, David Calhoun of Commissioner's Couch Podcast. They've been doing a great job getting your fantasy football and all that stuff ready. They will be leading our Inside Edge Network coverage of night one of the NFL draft. And you see it right there. The start time for our coverage, 7:45. Chad Bryan will be our executive producer for that broadcast. I might hop in from time to time to help with the ticker. But I'm not even going to lie to you. The doing prep for this broadcast, the ticker has been, it ain't easy. We'll see what we can do, though, coming up Thursday. But 7:45, we get things started with our live night one NFL draft coverage where we expect movement. The Browns are scheduled to pick 6. Chances are they may not pick 6. They may, the trading back. And I'll let you know our feelings about trading back and stuff like that. But no matter what happens in night one, we will be there for you, 7:45. And then myself and guest co-host Chad Bryan will have a special edition of Midnight Run following the night one draft coverage, reacting to game 3 of Cavaliers and Raptors, plus the draft and everything that is happening there. Pick Your Poison Tuesday is coming up next. Eli has kind of a loaded question when it comes to the stadium, because what if the Cleveland Browns are not awarded with the Super Bowl? So Eli will have that question coming up in just a bit, plus some positive calf stuff that we're going to talk about. One quick mention before I talk about Sweeties, because it's probably a good thing to have Sweeties popcorn and candy when Chase DeLauder hits a 3-run triple earlier tonight. The Cleveland Guardians, they got that W against Houston after, last night was a little ugly, but tonight handling business. So the Cleveland Guardians handling business. Let me pull that up real quick, quickly get you the official final score. 8-5, the final Guardians over the Houston Astros, and Chase DeLauder had a big reasoning for that. I had a great weekend because I had BA Sweeties. The popcorn, I tried the Buffalo Ranch popcorn live on the air. It was glorious. To quote Bobby Roode, it was glorious. Great tasting popcorn, phenomenal flavors. And it's not just popcorns that they have. You could get Buffalo Ranch and cheddar cheese popcorn, or traditional popcorn, or extra butter movie theater style popcorn that's locally made here. BA Sweeties has a factory, Olympia popcorn, all that stuff, where they can make all those happen, bring it up from Strongsville up to Cleveland, and BA Sweeties. But also classic sodas with sugarcane flavor out of the glass bottles, and then your traditional candies and your unique candies, unique drinks. If you're a sour fan, the toxic waste jars, they have those as well. Jelly beans. Just walk in the BA Sweeties and it smells like chocolate. You're in heaven. You will feel better than Willy Wonka felt at the chocolate factory. I know that's a high bar, but for the 10 or 15 minutes you're inside the store, you're going to feel that. And then also, of course, the ice cream shop, and soon, within the next couple of weeks, Golfland, the putt-putt, 2 courses that they have there at BA Sweeties. That's going to open up in a couple of weeks. But BA Sweeties, the candy store and the ice cream shop, is open 7 days a week right now. Well, as of like 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they'll be open. Interstate 480, Ridge Road exit, make a left on Brook Park Road, see a giant lollipop, turn right in, and walk inside BA Sweeties. And if your order is worth $40 or more, mention the word lollipop at the checkout. They will take $5 off of your order. That's the word lollipop. It's an in-store promotion only. They will take $5 off your order if your cart is worth $40 or more. That's BA Sweeties. Let them know we sent you here at the Inside Edge Network, Midnight Run, Side Hustle Podcast. We have all that covered for you right here. We are off and running. We have a Big Brown Stadium question when we come back, plus Cavs. And also, stay tuned. If you're a wrestling fan, WrestleMania fan, if you're an MMA fan, if you're a boxing fan, you want to stay tuned later in the show. We got some TKO conversation to be having. Anthony Alford here with you. We're glad you're with us. This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Hey, I got something to show you guys. Take a look. It is spring. Happy spring to all of you. Take a look at what we have here for you from AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Beautiful spring scent candles here for you. Hand poured with premium fragrance and essential oils. How about this? Our coconut soy wax candles bring fresh, uplifting spring scents to your home. Made with clean, natural ingredients, they're a mindful choice for sensitive spaces and those who love effortless seasonal fragrances. You got to check it out right now. There's the soft bloom and the lemon bar candles, all healthy ingredients, all from AlleyRoseFragrances.com. And if you're a first-time customer, use the promo code InsideEdge20. That's InsideEdge20. Get this for yourself, for your friends, family, everyone. You want a good smelling home, AlleyRoseFragrances.com will make it happen. Again, AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Get the new spring candles. And when you order, if you're a first-time customer, InsideEdge20 is the promo code.
Whether you're searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and player. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, but you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
Hey, welcome back to the show. It is Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Eli, I don't even think you know this. Come on the screen here. We have a program announcement. We have a programming announcement before Pick Your Poison Tuesday. We're going to have a dedicated World Cup soccer show on the Inside Edge Network in the next couple of months.
What? That's exciting news.
Yeah.
I love finding out news on the air. That's exciting stuff, dude. That's awesome. Look at us. Look at us go, pal. Dude, what a way to start the day, Double A. It's 12:35, 35 minutes into the day. Look at that, pal. We're moving on up.
We have the World Cup here in the States and Mexico and I believe Canada, but we have the World Cup taking place. One of the host cities is Los Angeles, and a suburb of Los Angeles is Columbus, Ohio, according to the qualifiers. But our buddy Omar is going to be leading our World Cup coverage coming up in the next couple of months. June 12th is when it starts.
I love it. I love it.
So,
That's exciting stuff, Double A. Thanks for letting me and everybody else find out here at 12:35. And shout out to Omar. We're excited. That's the bro. So, we are blessed to have him aboard here real soon. So exciting stuff, Double A.
yeah, a lot of stuff. We're going to work out all the details and everything like that. But just want to let all of you guys know, we ain't all. I mean, well, that is a football announcement. I mean, it is football. We have more football coverage coming up here on the Inside Edge Network, but it's the real football. It's World Cup soccer. We'll have that for you. We cannot wait to bring that to you. We got a lot of big plans coming up. It is time for Pick Your Poison Tuesday as we bring back in the golden child himself, Eli Moon. We played a clip yesterday from Dan Patrick. He's getting reports that Nashville, which is good, it's the home of the Tennessee Titans. They're building a new stadium, and they're going to get, according to Dan Patrick, the 2030 Super Bowl. And I mentioned on our show yesterday, because of the number of teams that's opening new stadiums, plus the teams and the cities that are already in Super Bowl rotation, I am fairly certain we will not land a Super Bowl here in Cleveland, at least for the next 30 years. And that sets up, Eli, your pick your poison Tuesday question.
Sure does, Double A, and I'm glad to be here to give you another Pick Your Poison Tuesday. And it's time to either take the red or the blue pill, or, well, today we got a little interesting one here, Double A. Let me get into it. Assuming Cleveland does not land a Super Bowl in the next 30 years, would you, Double A, rather take the red pill, which would move forward with the new stadium in Berea? Would you have the blue pill, renovate the current stadium at the lakefront, or purple pill, build a new stadium at the lakefront, but play the 2027 and 2028 season at Ohio State? So again, red pill, move forward with the new stadium. Blue pill, renovate current stadium at the lakefront. Or the very rare purple pill. We don't bring this one out very often, but the purple pill. Build the new stadium at the lakefront, but you have to play the 27 and 28 season at Ohio State. Double A, what pill are you taking today?
Oh, boy. This is kind of revisionist history a little bit because they're going to break ground with the Berea Stadium. I personally would still take the Berea Stadium. Me personally, I would take the red pill. I have no desire to go to downtown Cleveland for, other than if somebody has special events or if it's Guardians or Cavs. But to go to the tailgates on the lakefront, and then that cold breeze off the lake at the stadium, I'm good. That's break ground, because I saw in Indianapolis what can happen when you have land that is all yours and all the surrounding businesses that's there, everything you could do in Berea potentially at that spot. So I would take the red pill with that stadium. But I added that third pill for a reason, which we'll get to. Eli, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm glad you added the third pill, because that's the one I'd take. I'd take the purple pill. Because how fun would it be to play a few seasons at Ohio State? And you get a taste of winning culture. I mean, Ohio State does nothing but win typically in football. So you get to go rock out at the shoe. You know the new stadium's coming. You get downtown, so nobody's going to be mad about downtown having a stadium. You get a brand new one, maybe even a dome downtown. But you get a brand new stadium. You just got to wait a few seasons. And guess what? You can make a weekend out of it. If you got family that go to Ohio State, my little brother goes to Ohio State. But if you have family or friends, or you just have people in Columbus or whatever, go to the Buckeyes game, then you can stay there and do Sunday. The games are home. You can make it a Buckeyes and Browns Saturday, Sunday ordeal. I think there's a lot of value in that purple pill, Double A. That's why they don't put it on shelves anymore.
That joke could have went a lot of different ways.
Yeah, sure could have. That's why we're unhinged. We're past midnight, buddy.
Listen. The one I don't hate the purple pill. I don't. But the one thing we have to consider in this scenario, 2027, you're losing 10 home games, 8 or 9 regular season games, depending on the year, and 1 or 2 preseason games. And in 2028, same deal. That's for season ticket holders traveling 10 times down I-71 to Columbus to watch your favorite team play football.
Yeah.
It's a tough sell, but having a stadium at the lakefront, a state-of-the-art stadium at the lakefront, I think it could be worth it.
Yeah, and not to bring the basketball for a moment, but weren't Cavs fans traveling to Richfield Coliseum? And they were traveling, out of ways to Richfield, and so I guess it's a matter of building the community stronger. You know me, I'm always going to talk about building the community. So if that means our Columbus or Cleveland bridge gets a little stronger and you can spend a whole sports weekend in Columbus for a few years, heck, maybe it brings more sports to Columbus as well, too. I know they got the Blue Jackets and the Buckeyes, but, and the Columbus Clippers, but maybe it brings more sports there, too, because you look at Columbus, they're a very, vibey town, but it's a lot of coffee shops and donut shops and good restaurants and stuff. They got the sports, but they're very just a nice sightseeing town. So maybe they bring something there too. Maybe it bridges the gap. Double A. I think the purple pill is the winner here, pal.
You know what? We might put this out on social media because I think this is good. I don't hate. Now notice, neither of us are making a case whatsoever for the blue pill. That stadium is horse crap. That stadium
Yeah,
There's
you
no
could
saving.
renovate. You could renovate it 100 times, and I still wouldn't want to go. I'm
There is
cool.
no saving that stadium. That
Yeah.
stadium is garbage. Forget about it. You will not get a blue pill vote out of us here on this show. But maybe, listen, I know a lot of people are hurt by the stadium, but I think there was a promise, Eli, that, all right, if we're going to move out to Berea, we got big signature events coming to Northeast Ohio. I think a lot of people assume that big signature events included a Super Bowl. And I don't think the Super Bowl is going to come here. First off, do you think the Super Bowl is going to come here?
Not anytime soon. Not if Nashville's getting it and then Vegas getting it before then. I mean, then they're probably going to go back to California for like 3 to 5 years. That just seems like to be the routine. I don't know. It doesn't seem very likely. And that's why the Browns aren't really hurrying to get this done, because if they're not being insured one as soon as the stadium is built, then why would they build it so quickly? So a lot to keep an eye on there too, pal.
It is. It is. I don't know. We'll put this out on social media. We might follow up on that tomorrow. James Harden is a great addition to the Cavaliers, if you couldn't already tell, right? It's a great addition to the Cavs. Spencer Davies talked with Kenny Atkinson, among other media, but he had this question to present to the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Kenny Atkinson, I believe, about James Harden. Take a look.
With James, you've been insistent about his defensive efforts here as of late. There was one particular play where Manu, I think, was driving. It was an open floor. It was him and Evan, and he told Evan to stay up so he could go back to the dunker spot, and he got that steal. What did you think of that play? I think it was like a 2-possession game at that point, and just the cerebral nature of his.
I thought
game.
the same thing when that play happened. I said, "Man, that was part of the reason we traded for him, right? Like teams aren't really picking on him, right? Like because he's smart and he's big and he's savvy, and then as the game gets close, like towards the end, he knows how to turn it up, like he knows how to manage himself, and I think he knows when the big plays are coming defensively. But the IQ and the hands, he'll get beat on a play, but he'll strip the guy from behind. He's got a lot of savvy, a lot of nuance to his defensive game. Like I said, I think 94 defensive rating tonight. I mean, the guy was phenomenal, and we needed it.
Yeah, you did. Absolutely. What you have noticed through the first couple of games of these Cavs playoffs is the IQ level. The IQ is at an absolute high level. And you kind of need a smart backcourt. And having James Harden on this team, James Harden, what he has done, I mean, again, James Harden could have walked into the situation. The Cavs could have asked him to be the Houston Rockets James Harden, or he's played for like 3,000 teams in the past, but, started his career with the Thunder. But, hey, jack up the shots, and run the offense too. But it's the playmaking. It's the IQ. It's the understanding of, okay, here's what we need to do with the basketball at any point of the floor. I'm just amazed how quickly and how creatively James Harden can get the ball down low to Evan Mobley or down low to Jared Allen. One little other shout out too that I did not bring up yesterday, and he deserves at least 30 seconds of airtime. The way that Dean Wade has handled business defensively against Brandon Ingram has been utterly impressive. It's not going to really be talked about nationally because Cavs Raptors is buried on Tubi. And I mean, to be frank, if the NBA gave us an opportunity, I think they would put the next 2 games on the Inside Edge Network, and we will gladly take it. We will gladly take it. And I don't think anybody would bat an eye if Cavs Raptors was on this network. Can you imagine? Cavs Raptors followed by Inside Edge Prime Time. If it's inside, if we had Cavs Raptors, Eli, if I know we're gonna break in 30 seconds, Eli. If we had Cavs Raptors, Inside Edge prime time. Don't hate me. I'm gonna make you guys go on for like 4 or 5 hours, and then, and then I'll do a 5-hour show and just flat out not sleep going into work for Midnight Run. James Harden has been unbelievable, and Dean Wade. We were looking for somebody to step up defensively. Who was going to take the place of Isaac Okoro and get those big assignments? So far, through 2 games, those guys have handled business. Now, again, game 3 on the road, role players typically are a bit non-existent on the road. Core 4, they're going to play their 10th regular season game together. They need to show up. When we come back, this next segment is for you, wrestling fans. Is for you, MMA fans. Is for you, boxing fans. What happens when an organization takes over your favorite sport and they commercialize it? What happens when they remove the hardcore fan in order to really stretch and get the casuals? It may drive some of the loyal viewers away. We got a good clip we're going to play for you when we come back from Ariel Helwani about what happened this past weekend with WrestleMania weekend that could have cost some hardcore fans. Is going for the casuals, putting yourself in danger business-wise of keeping your loyal audience, your hardcore week-to-week audience. We'll talk about that next. Anthony Alford, this is Midnight Run, here with you until 1 on the Inside Edge Network.
Thank you.
Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Ryan and Hallie Mosser. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio, but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com. Clean energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 absolute fire flavors to choose from. Visit Dubby.gg and use promo code InsideEdge10.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
We might run over by a couple of minutes here, but I think if you're a pro wrestling fan with WrestleMania weekend, if you're an MMA fan, UFC fan, and if you're a boxing fan, what you're about to hear from Ariel Helwani from his show, this is going to hit home for you. Take a look.
TKO, as an entity, has a task on their hands right now. Their big task, in my opinion, they have to win the hardcore fans over. They may not care about the hardcore fans right now. They may care about the casuals, the top line, the mainstream fans, celebrity influencers. They may not care about the hardcores now, but they will start to worry about them when the casuals become hardcores, which is what they want. And the hardcores teach the casuals, which is how they feel right now, that those three letters are not very welcome right now. When you have fans chanting FTKO in the post show, that's a problem. The letters TKO are becoming somewhat stained in the eyes of wrestling, MMA, and boxing fans. That's a problem. We should never be talking about TKO as fans. That's the parent company. We didn't talk about Zuffa when we were watching the UFC back in the day. That was the parent company. We didn't really care. But they have become this sort of entity that is ruining, in the eyes of a lot of fans, this thing that we loved so much. They're ruining the sanctity of what we loved so much. The mat now has ads everywhere. All right, big deal. The table now has ads everywhere. All right, big deal. The apron now has ads everywhere. All right, big deal. No more backstage vignettes, no more interviews, entrances being lost. It doesn't feel the same anymore. It doesn't feel the same. You would never see, I'm watching Rhea Ripley against Jade Cargill, and they go to a shot of Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, and then they zoom out a little, and there's a guy named Adam Weitzman sitting next to them. And I couldn't believe my eyes. Adam Weitzman is, by all accounts, a very good guy. I've actually talked to him a few times online. Syracuse guy, businessman, has a scrap metal company. He has clearly, a good amount of money. God bless him. He is influential in the Syracuse scene, was I guess you could say like a booster of some kind, would always go to Syracuse basketball games with very famous people, Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Fallon, those types of people. I think had a falling out with Syracuse, then went to help Jerry McNamara with Siena and was helping them as well. All to say, I'm like, what is Adam Weitzman doing here? And they say, oh, and we're being joined by Adam Weitzman, who I guess paid for some sort of VIP experience to be sitting next to the broadcast team during WrestleMania. He never said a word. They showed him. He didn't even say hello. He smiled. But would you ever watch the Super Bowl and have them cut to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman in the booth and just have a fan there? You would never have Joe Smith in the booth. Like, there are certain things. I am certain that TKO is making a lot of money and they're doing very, very well. There has to be a line. Not everything should be for sale, because I'm sure that you can make that money in different ways. Slap sponsors on the wrestler's shorts all over the thing. Sponsor. There's got to be a line. There has to be a line.
Now, on that was Ariel Helwani from his show. Now, on the particulars on the wrestling side, we'll get more in depth on the Side Hustle Wrestling podcast, myself and Kyle Crenell, Friday morning. But Eli, come on the screen here. I could not help but notice, like, during WrestleMania, 5-minute commercial spot blocks. Like, even night 2, which was significantly better than night 1, I'm falling asleep during all these commercials. I'm learning more about World News Tonight and The View and Star Wars, whatever else is going on. And it's like, it's taking me out of the element. And on the MMA side, UFC 320 whatever is now television shows. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. You know, it's really why I've soured a little bit on wrestling. It's just like you have to pay the premium to get the promos during the show, and then now you have to pay $30 a month to get the ESPN package, and now it's like just one thing after another, and it's like, yeah, it's kind of just taken away from like what made wrestling wrestling. It's like it's supposed to be entertainment still, and you know now UFC is becoming entertainment where now the fighters are doing matchups, you know, and spinning around and you know getting close-ups before the fight. It's like these guys already don't like each other 9 times out of 10. Why are we doing this? It's all cash grab, and it's getting real old. They're phasing out the casual fan, you know, or the everyday fan rather, and not wanting repeat business. But then what happens when everybody just stops giving a shit?
Yeah, and that's what makes it tough. I mean, and I get it, you know, and Mark Shapiro, the president of TKO, he used to run ESPN, by the way, not the Cleveland Indians, Mark Shapiro, but there was a different one that used to run ESPN. He now runs TKO. The other Mark Shapiro is with the Toronto Blue Jays. So it's 2 different ones. But this Mark Shapiro, somebody caught video of him at an Alabama class talking about like, oh, there's more reach and more things like that. And I get it. You're making more money until the cows come home. I understand it. I get that. But at the same time, if I'm paying, listen, the UFC, what I could somewhat understand, because you're paying $8 or $10 a month for Paramount Plus. I mean, the price went up a little bit, but it's a streaming service. It's $10. Fine. All right, fine, whatever. For WWE, you're paying $30 a month for ESPN, and you're giving me 5 minutes of commercials, and on both products, no backstage interviews anymore, barely any pre-produced video packages to set up matches. The soul of these sports is gone away.
Yeah, and it feels like exclusivity. It's like exclusivity. You got to be part of the rich people club to be able to participate in these events or be at these events or get the exclusivity. You got to pay this much more and this much. Not all good, not all business is good business, and not all money is good money. And I think these guys in TKO are going to find it out. They're not going to find it out like Ariel Helwani said in the next month or 2, but they'll find it, and eventually they'll figure out that, oh, well, we lost the people that actually give a shit about this, and if it's not WrestleMania or Royal Rumble or one of these big events, I'm not going to show up to a WWE event for Backlash. I'm not a diehard, this is what the casuals that are being able to afford this are thinking. I'm not going to go to Clash in Paris or Clash in Italy, whatever it is this year. I'm not going to go to Backlash. I'm not going to go to any of this. And same with the UFC. Why would I go to UFC 327 when I can wait till UFC 385 and it'll be the same thing? Right. But I'm talking about in the minds of these people that can't afford it. They're casual still. So what is going to draw them in? They're just going to be able to make a social media post, put a caption out, and say they were at the event, and it's so they'll find out soon.
You know, if I want to parlay, that would draw me in. How's the Lakers doing, buddy?
I'm trying to be respectful of the show, but I definitely have them on somewhere in the house. I'm keeping an eye on them.
The show's over. How are the Lakers doing?
Well, we got a replay over here. It looks like they are hanging on, AA. It's been a real crazy last few nights here in the Moon House.
Listen, I dig the playoff schedule because we do this show. I do not mind these games going until 2 a.m.
Me either, pal. Me either.
I'm watching the Nuggets and Timberwolves last night, falling asleep on my couch. I'm like, oh my, the Tonight Show is on at like 1 something in the morning. I'm watching, and it was a new episode. like Jimmy Fallon. I'm like, oh man, I saw a tweet real quick. Then we're done. You remember for years the playoffs was on TNT.
Yeah,
and it is per tradition that you watch the playoff games, you fall asleep during Inside the NBA, and then you wake up and somehow, some way, Charmed is on from TNT. It was the old like WB show.
it was like when the Monday Night Raw ended and they had Monk on, and then after that was Meet the Chrisleys. So the Chrisley, Meet the Chrisleys. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that I miss those days. Raw's on Netflix now, but I miss those days. But like, yeah, that's a good point. But USA used to put like some random show on after Raw, and Chris Lee knows best. Yeah, that was a good one. All right, we're done. We ran a little bit over, but that's okay. Thank you guys for joining us on the show. We got Unpack Wednesdays tomorrow. A couple of big ones. The government wants a 2014 college football playoff. The government. So we'll get into that and a few other things as well, plus the workout of the week. We got that for you, plus any big news, big stories. As we get you set and ready, man, it's already been a packed day. All right. Let's sign off so Eli can win the third leg of his parlay. We'll be back tomorrow night at midnight for Midnight Run. See you next time.